At another moment, Miyu explains that the fights between participants are recorded with drones, and that the vibrations of the rings can be stopped manually. She then asks Akita whether his ring had been shaking the entire time while he was fighting. She also wants to know how he wasn't aware of that, and whether they failed to explain everything before the No Rules event began. Hearing this, Akita gets angry. He can't believe it, and curses Mitsuhara for not knowing how to explain things properly. He also wonders if that man simply doesn't like him, and why he makes his life more difficult. His friend laughs and replies that maybe, in reality, the man is actually fond of him. With that said, Miyu gets ready and comments that they're about to start tackle lessons. At that moment, Rikudo steps in and declares that if it's about that, she's already teaching him. Miyu lets out a small laugh and says that, as a pro wrestling member, she can teach it in a different way, so she asks them to leave him with her. She grabs Akita and announces they're about to begin. The young man thinks it's a little scary. Right away, his instructor states that she has to say the obvious first. Akita should give up trying to perform a proper tackle. That leaves him confused. He wonders if she's discouraging him out of nowhere. His friend steps in so he doesn't take it that way, saying she knows he's disciplined in training and that he can do it. In any case, Miyu tells him not to rush because she wants to recommend something. Immediately after, she launches her attack. She pretends she's about to punch him, but quickly lowers her body. She lifts him up and explains that the best technique to land a tackle is to fake a strike and then execute the takedown. She promptly throws him to the ground and explains that, in this way, the opponent leaves themselves open while defending the strike, allowing him to reach their hips. She admits that this makes tackling easy, even for a beginner. But Akita immediately shields his head and Miyu asks what he's doing. The young man, somewhat confused, asks if she isn't going to hit him. His instructor replies no and questions why she would do that during practice. Without missing a beat, Akita explains it was just force of habit. Hearing that, Miyu hugs him and says he must have gone through very harsh training so far, and that she'll now comfort him with a nice, cozy hug. At that moment, Rikudo pulls them apart and tells them to keep their distance. She explains that what she has taught him is for Akita's own good, since pain is the greatest teacher of all. She adds that, in other words, that's tough love. Miyu replies that she understands. But then Rikudo raises her fist, which alarms the girl. She asks her to wait a second, and quickly clarifies that it was a joke, begging her not to get angry. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Mitsuhara is thinking deeply about something until Shiratori approaches and asks what's wrong. The man stands up and asks her to listen. He says he feels confused and unsettled. He admits that despite his elegant appearance, he's a sumo fan, which is why he was supporting Kyokuza, as he's a brave and admirable wrestler, and yet, he lost. He confesses he had high hopes for him. Shiratori consoles him, saying it's unfortunate, but that these things happen. However, Mitsuhara replies, that's not the problem. He vents his frustration and reveals that Kyokuza was surrounded by 20 people and brutally beaten. He admits he finds that outrageous, as he sees no meaning in group violence. His secretary asks if he wants her to take care of it, but he answers no. Manipulating the situation would be even worse, and all they can do is pray that someone deals with those creeps. Meanwhile, Akita continues training with Rikudo, or rather, suffering another defeat. After the match ends, the young man coughs a little, and his friend comments that he isn't improving much in terms of fighting. He replies that he's exhausted and wants to take a break for now, so he'll stop by the corner store. Rikudo asks him to bring back a maritozzo. His companion replies that it's already late, and he's not sure they're still selling them. Even so, Akita goes to the store. Once inside, he comments that it's just as he thought. They're sold out. However, he won't return empty-handed. He decides to bring back a cream profiterole instead. On his way home, he stops and asks about the mask, referring to the guy behind him. He tells him to go to a park or something like that, because he's not doing it in the street. The masked man laughs and replies that of course he will, and that it will happen right now. Suddenly, someone grabs him by the neck, leaving Akita frozen in shock. The attack causes the young man to pass out. Then the masked man comments that a surprise attack is always effective, and that the drone didn't even arrive in time, so there won't be any good shots. He says Akita is an incredibly boring guy, but he'll be even more boring after this. In Rikudo's apartment, she is taking a bath and remarks that Akita is running late. She wonders if he might have gotten himself involved in something dangerous, But then she smiles, saying she's actually excited to see what state he'll return in. Meanwhile, Akita begins to wake up, and the first thing he sees is the masked man. The young man is startled, and the man apologizes for scaring him. He adds that he doesn't like delivering bad news, but he has kidnapped him, asking him not to worry since, for now, he doesn't intend to hurt him. He also informs him that they are right on the roof of his school. Without saying too much about the situation, he says he doesn't want to reveal his real name, but Akita can call him Bartleby, revealing that he holds the 11th position in No Rules. He adds that they are Bartleby and his merry friends, and that they are all participating in No Rules. Upon hearing that, Akita reflects that Hazama had also been gathering companions, but that this group is far larger than his was. The masked man comments that a few members are still missing, but in total they are 20 people. He explains that they will all work together to ensure his victory and then divide the prize evenly. Split 20 ways, each person would receive 500,000 yen, which he considers more than enough. He reveals that none of them, including himself, has the ability to compete for first place individually, but asks what would happen if 20 people joined forces. He answers that they have already defeated several well-known professionals and former professionals. That is why he claims that strength in numbers is the most powerful force. He extends his hand and asks Akita to join them. Akita looks at him for a few seconds and replies that it doesn't make sense. He adds that Mitsuhara would never allow it, explaining that 20 people ganging up on others wouldn't be right, and the program would stop functioning. He is sure the owner of the program will soon take action. However, the masked man responds that he won't do anything, because he knows he wouldn't come out unscathed from a situation like that. That makes the young man wonder how he could possibly know such a thing. Bartleby then explains that Mitsuhara is betting everything on the No Rules event, and has raised enormous sums of money from various sources, including 10 billion yen, in addition to using all of his connections. He asks what would happen if a group of 20 people were to overwhelmingly win the event and cause the program to fail. This leaves Akita stunned, and he asks if that was his true objective. Bartleby confirms that it is. What he truly wants is to destroy Mitsuhara. Akita falls silent for a few seconds and then asks if his name really is Bartleby. Immediately afterward, he asks to be included in the group as well, revealing that he harbors deep resentment toward Mitsuhara, and in fact, feels nothing but hatred for him. The masked man replies that that's great, and that they will be able to fight together. He welcomes him to the group and introduces him to the others. Akita then mentions that he also has a partner named Miyu and asks whether they could include her. But Bartleby refuses, stating that she will be destroyed. The young man tries to protest, but the masked man says that he might have to break her hands and feet so she won't be able to recover for 3 months. At that, Akita asks why he would do something like that, and the mysterious man replies that there are conditions for joining the group. He confesses that he wants Akita to be his pawn, something Miyu would never accept, since she seeks approval, possesses talent, and is not the kind of person who would settle for being just another piece. He also assures him that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to take down Mitsuhara, as he plans to eliminate all of his star participants. Akita reflects that Bartleby seems to hate Mitsuhara far too much and wonders who that man really is, believing that the event's owner must have done more than just burn down his house. At that moment, someone announces that Miyu has arrived. Akita asks if she is at the school right now, which Bartleby confirms, asking what he thought he was doing by kidnapping him. He reveals that Miyu is more cautious than she appears, and that they couldn't easily set up an ambush for her. That's why he decided to call her, informing her that Akita was his hostage and proposing a 2-on-2 duel. However, he then confesses to Akita that in reality it will be a 20-against-1 fight, and that she will be defeated so quickly it will be boring. Akita thinks he would like to tell Miyu to run, but he knows it would be useless. At that moment, his partner appears laughing and proclaims that the beautiful warrior has arrived. This leaves everyone stunned, while Akita can only wonder what kind of outfit she is wearing. The girl then thanks them for the beautiful stage they have prepared for her, and shouts that now they will defeat 20 villains with only 2 people, declaring that it's incredibly cool and that after this she will surely become a star. The student is left speechless, especially when someone shouts that Akita is now on their side.